leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Was chasing the beer that circled the lips. Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Laughter Saves Lives. Watch this live. First time she's here. Watch her do it again. Live. She is good. You are good.
Live.
We are live from Paradise Studios in beautiful Massapequa, New York. We are on, what TV station are we on?
Strong Island.
Strong Island Television.
At the Paradise Studios.
At the Paradise Studios, and there's a Chinese restaurant on the corner, Italian place, Dunkin' Donuts.
CVS,
Massapequa Diner, and right by the Long Island Railroad. We are here with Millie.
Millie Michaels, how are you
Millie
tonight?
Michaels has saved us, just like our official saving co-host, John Santo. He is the Joan Rivers now of Laughter Saves Lives. Millie has saved me today because
I'm the Kathy Griffin.
Kathy Griffin?
Sure.
Our co-host, Liz Garafola from Coastal Fire Equipment, came down. She's sick. We hope she feels better soon.
Feel better.
And Millie zipped right in there. Thank you, Millie.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
I want to start off talking a little bit about, we are sponsored by Barish and McGeary, the 9/11 lawyers. Wonderful lawyers for the 9/11 community. Barish and McGeary doing good work out there, and a big supporter of the Laughter Saves Lives Foundation. August 18th, we're doing a big show at the brokerage in Belmore. My first time back to the brokerage in about 8 years.
Wow.
Alyssa Jackson is on the flyer there. Boom, she's gone. She's off the show.
Well, what happened to her?
We threw her. No, we didn't throw her. Alyssa is in a play, and she's very busy. She's a physician's assistant. She lives in Manhattan. The Heroes Tour, we're trying to spotlight some of these heroes who are comics.
Nice.
And it was a little much for her.
Okay.
So she backed out, and we replaced her with Maureen Langan. Holy crap, what a show.
Holy crap.
Holy crap. Maureen Langan and Tom Daddario on the same show, co-headlining, and Johnny Larocchia now was going to do 15 minutes. I'm down to 30 seconds with those two big shots.
Woo!
You're clapping on my face. As most of the audience now, woo, we're coming. So it is what it is.
I brought a gift for you for
Millie,
having me here on your show.
No.
Usually I'm on, Welcome Back to America with DB Freck.
Yes.
Monday nights at 9.
And I was on last night with them, and I made an ass of myself.
But we had so much
But
fun.
it was DB's fault. I'm going to blame DB because he gave me a kazoo. He told me I could use it. We were playing a game. And what is this?
Well, I heard you're Italian.
Yes, I am Italian.
So I figured you could use this. It's elbow macaroni.
Elbow macaroni.
You can make macaroni salad. You
Well, let me tell
tomato
you something.
soup and elbow macaroni with maybe a little tuna.
I love a thick soup with little ronies.
Okay, there you go.
And this is perfect. Thank
Right.
you.
Use it in good health.
Thank you very much. I brought you nothing.
That's fine.
Nothing.
Not looking.
So it's a pleasure for you. Now, you golf?
I putt-putt.
You putt-putt. No, I got out on the big boy course for the first time in about 10 years. And you talk about making a fool of yourself. But the bottom line is they knew I wasn't a golfer. I was with a threesome, 3 other guys who were good golfers.
Yeah.
And I went to support the Heather Pendergast Fund. Tom Pendergast out of the Massapequa Fire Department does great work. In fact, the brokerage show was writing him a check that night from that show. Great work for Long Island firefighters with sick children and high medical bills.
Nice.
Tommy does great work. So I said, let me go down there. Laughter Saves Lives. We'll support him. And I dug my clubs. Took me an hour to find them in the back of the shed. Spiders, dirt, rusted clubs. I threw them out. I washed them down with the hose.
Nice.
I showed up, and these clubs, like they smelled, the
Beautiful.
bag.
That's nice.
So you pull up to this beautiful golf club, and the valet's there, and he comes up to the car, and he says, oh, sir, the young man will take your clubs.
Oh boy.
And I go, "Oh, this is going to be good." So the kid
place for
goes
a
to grab my clubs, and he pulls them out, and I go, "Hey, take it easy with those things." And the kid, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir." I go, "Do you see the rust on those? Do you want to knock any of that off?" And he's still looking at me, and I go, "I'm kidding, right?" Well, the 5th hole I played, I hit some balls nice. If you ever played golf, you don't try to, if you're not good, if you hit it too hard, it could go this way or that way.
Yes.
And if you hit it really hard, you lose the ball. It's gone.
Yes.
So my idea was don't hit it too hard. Try to hit it down. I'm athletic,
Sure.
as you can tell.
I can tell.
As you can tell.
I can.
I'm wearing my shorts. You can see
Yes.
my
What does that
lovely legs.
say?
And that,
That's
we'll talk about them in a second. That's
Okay.
my other organization, which supporting. So I swung the club, and you get a divot sometimes if you go too low and the grass shoots up. So the guy I'm golfing with is standing near the golf cart, and he sees this divot coming towards him.
Oh boy.
Wasn't a divot. It was the head of the club fell off.
Oh, even
It
better.
rusted off.
Oh.
And it missed his head and hit the golf cart. It went, and he goes, "What the freak was that?" And I pick up the club, and I go, "Well, one less club."
There you go.
Um,
That was the rest okay?
I only golfed 10 holes, but you know what cracks me up? Some of these guys, and they were good golfers there, but they go all out. They got the shoes, the shorts, the gloves, and I love seeing them hit a crappy shot. Just a horrible shot.
Wow.
And what I'll do is I'll walk over and I'll go, "Hey, what kind of club did you use?" And I'm waiting to hit me up. I talk too much.
Yeah, well,
I
well,
talk too much.
yeah, maybe just a little bit.
A little bit.
But
No, I do. I get my. You know why, Millie?
he
Because I love people.
You do.
And people,
Love him.
no. I'm going to go the other way there. But you know what it is? I love talking to people, and people aren't used to that a lot. So they take it the wrong way sometimes. Like if I walk up to a guy and I go, "Hey, sir, you're ugly." They take that the wrong way.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
What it means for me is I love you.
Yeah, you're
But
very smooth, very smooth. I know some people do not get the sarcastic aspect of Italians.
Yeah.
I'm always, getting put down for being sarcastic, and it's just it's born in you. My dad taught me.
Yeah. No, I love it. In fact, they had all the golfers lined up, Millie. They were all in the carts like 5 minutes before leaving. So they all get in their carts, ready to go. And I walked down the middle with this Rustin club, and I go, "Guys, anybody want to? I'm giving driving lessons over there in about 5 minutes. Anybody? And, who's this ass? Like it's me, the ass."
It's me, the.
I had a great afternoon. I have to tell you, Millie. I'm pulled out.
Oh, he's pulled out.
By the way, if you have a pool and you have chlorine,
right?
What is the rule at that time of the year for showers, Millie?
What do you mean if you have?
Well, I take one every day in the winter. But if I'm in the pool every day, doesn't that get spread out for like a week? You cannot.
Well, I don't know about a week, but you can maybe skip it that day.
Just a day, huh?
Yeah, a week. Well, just like your clubs.
All right.
Not good.
No. I stretch it. So I'm in that pool mode. I was in the pool today with my grandson. And he didn't want to stay in too long for whatever reason. We went to the park for a little while. It was a little hot. Yeah. So I said, let's have a water gun fight, which we really haven't had yet.
You are a fun grandpa, I could tell.
Oh, I enjoy. This is my buddy because nobody else in the family will talk to me.
Yeah.
So this is my buddy. I'm on the same mentality level. He's 5. And you know what's great about it? My son works from home. Okay. So we would walk back and forth with the water guns. And my son snuck out of his office, went around the front, turned on the hose. And it was just like perfect afternoon with the family. Thank you, Millie. I enjoyed it.
That's very nice.
Yes, I enjoyed it.
I was at St. Joseph's, the elder care today, doing a little bit of volunteering with the elders for activities. We do activities.
I love you now.
I shut the door so nobody knows what we're doing.
I love that because, we do the veterans hospitals. We haven't done it in a while. And when I was a teenager, and I'm not looking to pat myself on the back, please, but when I was a teenager, and more teenagers should think this way, I saw these nursing homes, and I knew there was elderly people in there, and I knew there was probably elderly people in there with no visitors.
Yeah.
And I said, what a sad way to live. You're old by yourself. And I went in there one day, and I said to the lady, "Hey, listen, I want to visit somebody who doesn't get any visitors."
Nice.
I was like 15 or 16.
Oh, that's very nice.
And this is so funny. Her name was Millie. I just remembered that.
No way.
I swear. Her name was Millie, and all she wanted from me, "John, can you bring me an egg roll when you come?"
Oh, that would be me. I would be the Millie who wanted
But
the
that
egg roll.
made her day. It was like I was giving her $1 million. $1 million wouldn't have been better for her than the egg roll. What is she going to do with the $1 million at this point? Right,
I know.
It was, but more of our youth, I try to bring them to the Veterans Hospital, should do that because they're in there by themselves.
I know. That's why I go, because I feel terror. I feel bad.
Well, you're doing God's work, Millie. I love you. That is so nice. I'm so impressed. I really am. I did a set at the Long Island Comedy Festival the other night.
Oh.
Now, I've done a few shows of my own, haven't been getting out there a lot, and it's nerve-wracking because you lose it. You're a nervous wreck. And so I asked Paul Anthony, could you give me some stage time? 15 minutes he gave me, which is a nice guest
You're very natural on stage, I have to say.
Oh, am I?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Oh, from last night you saw me out there. Oh, yeah, that was a mess. So
it's still smooth.
You try to stay smooth. It's up here what's going on. It's up here.
I know.
You know, like I'm so ADD, like you see, I'm jumping from story to story. I was on TV a few times, Good Day New York, right? And people go, "Oh my God, John, what a wonderful job you did! How smooth!"
Very smooth.
And I'm there going like this. I gotta say this. Gotta say this. Oh, make sure I mention this one. Make sure that what time is that show? But
you get everything in, boy.
Oh my God! Well, I don't know if
he's fast like this. He's like.
Well, you got as a New Yorker, we can do that.
Yeah.
I went out to the middle of the country. My first Laughter Saves Lives comedy show. I can't remember where we were, but it was for a burn center in a hospital. And the day of the show, they get me a TV spot, and I show up at the station, and I said to the lady, "Is it waist up? Because I have long pants. I'm wearing shorts. I have long pants. I can throw them on." She goes, "No, waist up." Well, it wasn't waist up, so that's neither here nor there. She goes, "You got 5 minutes." 5 minutes. And I have I go, "Oh my God, I gotta thank this one." I go, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
So I go out there and I'm off. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, right? Oh, no, trying to be a little funny at the view, making sure I remember everybody, blah, blah. And then I walk off the stage of the set, and the producer's standing there with her mouth open like this. And I look at her and I go, "Oh my God, was I to New York?" She goes, "Oh my God." She goes, "It was great, but oh my God, that was unbelievable. How did you talk and get so much in?" Because even when I did Good Day New York, this is Rosanna Scotto sitting next to me. And she goes, "Who are you?" I go, "Who am I? Don't you know who's coming up?" She said, "Oh, the fireman." Okay. I said, "Rosanna, where do I look?" Nobody told me where to look. Like,
that's you're so natural.
And she does this. Look, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest. And we went right into it.
Nice.
And the dopey guys from the firehouse are calling me on my phone. I forgot to shut my phone off. They're watching me in the firehouse and buzzing me to break my balls.
Roseanne Scotto must have really appreciated that.
She didn't know. She was all right.
All right.
She rules that show. Who do we forget? What did we forget?
We didn't forget anything, but you said you were going to mention it, so I figured you'd want a little reminder.
Mosquito Joe's?
About the shirt you're wearing.
Oh, yes. A rescue, what does it say? Rescue Family
Families.
Rescue Family Inc., a wonderful organization. They've been on the show numerous times. They were supposed to be on last week, and they were going to come on their phone, and they went to somebody's house, and their phone went dead. In my house, we call that Stunads. But anyway, we still love Gina and Vinny. We still love them. They repair disabled people or people that are down on their luck, repair their home. They gut it. For free.
Not just repair. They completely gut them.
Refurbished. They gut the home. The people have to move out for a little while.
Wonderful
work. And a few weeks ago, they were doing a job, went home, and somebody broke into the house and stole their tools. Power tools. Today, we had it delivered. Laughter Saves Lives is replacing their nail gun, charger, and battery. It came in the mail today.
You said replacing. You're not going to use it, right? They don't let you. John is not going to use it.
No, I don't go anywhere that's near the nail gun. I said I'll show up one day. I'll go bring lunch. I'll tell some jokes. Don't let me near any tools.
Okay.
And Vinny and Gina said, "No, we don't even want you there." So I said, "All right, I'll bring the tool in." They're wonderful people doing God's work. They wanted me to get a planer. You know what a planer is?
I sure do.
Butch, you know what a planer is?
The Jew does know about those.
Okay, because I went to Staples and bought a planner.
Of course you did.
You know how I spell. I don't know what. So I said, "What do they want a planner for?" But if that's what they want, I go, Vinny and Gina, look what I bought you. They go, you're an idiot. So we're going to go out and buy them a planer also, all in memory of our guys that were lost on 9/11. We'll never forget. We're supplying 2 tools to Rescue Family, Inc.
Excellent. The chief is in the waiting room.
Good.
It is. Why don't we go to our first commercial?
Yeah,
and
can
then
we
come
go,
back?
Bobby? Can we go to our new, do 2 commercials in a row, our new one, and then whatever else we do first?
And then the chief will be here.
All right, we'll be right back. New commercial.
A yard without mosquitoes is always the most popular yard in the neighborhood.
They're home!
Scattered! Homeowners, consider yourselves warned.
Again?
Mosquito Joe, outside is fun again.
Hi, I'm Michael Barish, managing partner of Barish, McGarry, Salzman and Penson. We are honored to represent over 11,000 people in the 9/11 community. The people who work at my law firm can really relate to what the 9/11 community is going through because they're going through it too.
So my dad's name was Billy Gormley, and he was a fireman on 9/11.
My father also was a firefighter, and he did report down there as well on 9/11.
My dad, Alan, worked on the 104th floor of the second tower. He was an IT technician.
My father was a fire inspector.
My husband, his name is David Velez. He was a detective with the NYPD, and if I can help anybody that is going through exactly what I have gone through for the last 17, 18 years and make their life just a little bit better, then you know what? I love coming to work every single day.
You know, this is a genuine office. Like, people are really sincere.
The best part of my job is the clients. Every once in a while you'll hear in their voice how grateful they are for the work that we do.
We take this personally, and we will not rest unless we help everybody we can before this victim compensation fund ends in 2 years. And we will be fighting to get this thing extended past 2020 because cancer isn't going to stop afflicting the 9/11 community.
And then we're back with Laughter Saves Lives Live here at Strong Island TV. And we are going to bring out our first guest. Now, I don't know this gentleman. I've never met him, okay? Every week we try to have a hero on who's representing all the heroes around the country. So we try to have a hero on. And then a second guest who is interesting, or a hero, could be. And I saw a Facebook post because I'm big on the book. I'm big on the Facebook. And a friend of mine out of Chicago Fire Department, Kelly, was congratulating Battalion Chief Steve Little on 41 years of service, I think it is.
Wow.
Let's bring Battalion Chief Steve in. Hey, Chief.
Hi, John. Hi, Millie. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for taking the time to be on. I guess you have a lot of time now, though.
Well, I got more time than I did a week ago, that's for sure.
That's for sure. And was I right? 41 years?
That's correct, yeah. About 41 and a half, but who's counting?
God bless. Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you.
I have much respect for the Chicago Fire Department. I've been out to teach those guys a few times, and there's nobody that can break your balls like a Chicago firefighter. Maybe a New York firefighter, but definitely a Chicago firefighter.
We're going to keep you honest, that's for sure.
I loved it. I told you, when I taught a class, I did the hazmat class at the Union Hall a number of years ago. And I was just at the academy recently too. But after the 5th day, I had to say goodbye. You know, we usually say goodbye and good luck, whatever. And I think I started to cry. And I go, guys, I've never been more at home than at the last 5 days. You guys didn't give me an inch. You just busted my balls for 5 days. I feel so loved because, as you know, they're not going to bust your balls if they don't like you.
That's right. That's true. Yeah, good statement. Yeah.
So they must have really liked me. So tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into the fire department and what you did at the Chicago Fire Department.
Well, being a firefighter has been a love of mine and it's been a passion of mine my entire life, actually. My dad was a dispatcher for the fire department for 34 years.
Wow.
And so I kind of grew up, living the fire department. At a very young age, I was actually able to go to the firehouses and visit and ride on the apparatus and stay overnight. So I got a lot of things afforded to me that most people wouldn't.
Right.
So it was an easy call for me what I wanted to do for my life. So certainly my mom and my dad were prominent in raising me, but it was my dad that really gave me the passion for the fire department.
And it is something that you need, which is interesting because I had nobody in my family who was a firefighter. I was really not the type to become a firefighter. And to me, to be around people like yourself, whether I'm teaching or when I was on the job and, losing 19 guys on 9/11, there's nothing I don't think in my life other than being a dad and a grandpa that I'm more proud of. That I'm not wearing it today, but I always wear fire department shirts. I love to wear different shirts from around the country, to show respect to those guys. But I'm just so proud of being a fireman that I love when people come up and go, "Hey, you were on a job?" And I was,
Yeah.
It's unique.
It's funny you say that about, traveling and being in other parts. I found from being in New York after 9/11, I went there myself with a couple of my guys.
Thank you.
But I've been all over the world. I did some teaching in Dubai, and I've been fortunate to be able to teach at some other departments. And one thing that I found over the travels in my career, we're all basically the same. I mean, underneath that fire coat and that fire department shirt, we're all little kids riding around in fire engines.
Yep.
And not to diminish the jobs that we do, but it's just amazing how that camaraderie is there. Whether you're across, the ocean in the Middle East, you're in New York City, or you're in Los Angeles or Chicago, we're all basically the same under the fire code.
Yeah, you are right. You are right.
Very honorable job.
Yeah, thank you.
It is. How have you seen the job change from when you came on until now?
Well, it's funny. Really, only up until about the last year, I think I started talking like an old timer.
Yeah.
Because I never really wanted to do that. First of all, I think the younger firefighters probably weren't exactly believing what I was telling them, what it was like when I came on. And then there were the jokes about, that I have to feed the horses and things like that.
Right.
But really, when I started the fire department, first of all, we were riding the back step of the apparatus, which is, totally unacceptable now and not safe and everything else.
Well,
also,
Chief,
yeah.
What the chief means is that we would and that wasn't even when I got on there. But we were doing it a little bit. You were allowed to stand on the back of the fire truck like you see in movies, the old movies, and ride on the back.
Wow.
But I'm sure there was a lot of guys injured like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
now you have to sit inside on the seats with a seatbelt even.
It's funny. On that note, have you ever seen the show Emergency? And I'm sure you have, with Gage and DeSoto and everything. If you notice, when they got in their apparatus, they put their helmet on, but they did not put a seatbelt on. So I always thought that was kind of interesting. And it was the same thing. We really were not, when I came out, we were not secure on the apparatus. We were just hanging off the back end and away we go.
Yeah.
So that's one huge way that we've changed. Another thing, when I came on the job, there was no SCBA policy. Our breathing apparatus, we did not have to wear them. In fact, the first engine company I was on, which was on the west side of Chicago, there was only one SCBA on the apparatus.
Wow.
And who do you think's going to wear that SCBA?
Nobody.
Nobody. That's the right answer, because we don't go anywhere by ourselves. We go in teams.
Right.
So that SCBA, I knew how to operate it, but the old timers didn't know, and they weren't interested. So
no, they were not interested.
So a big change. Not to mention the salary. When I came on the job, the starting salary for a firefighter, when I signed up and took the test in 1978, was $13,600 a year.
Wow.
Which I thought was great at the time.
Yeah.
But certainly our equipment has changed. Certainly our policies have changed. there was one woman firefighter on the job when I got on, and now we've got hundreds. So things have changed as far as personnel, apparatus, equipment, policies, the way we do things. So it's been an extremely extraordinary career.
Hey, Butch, before you come up, Chief,
yeah,
I'm sure we're very lucky in the FDNY, but as I teach around the country, sometimes a fire truck pulls up and the only one on it is the guy driving it. Has your manning diminished over the last 10, 20 years?
A little bit, but for the most part, we still run with 5 firefighters on our engines and our hook and ladders. We have on certain days, certain companies run a little bit short, but only in double houses where you'd have an engine and a truck company. But normally we run with 5, and on our heavy rescues, we run with 6. So we are very fortunate in a couple of things. We have the manning, we have outstanding equipment, and we have an endless supply of water.
Yeah.
Everybody can say that.
Yeah.
We're fortunate that way.
Go ahead, Butch.
So we actually have something very interesting. Our next guest who is coming up, who's the one of the FDNY chaplains, has a very special connection to the CFD that we were talking about off camera.
Oh yeah.
And she would love to come on and talk to the chief.
Let's bring her on.
Absolutely.
Let's bring her on. Chaplain Ann, how are you?
I'm doing well. Hey, Chief.
Hi.
I was so excited. Well, I mean, it doesn't take much to get me a little excited. But my grandfather was a chief in one of the south suburbs, not the CFD, but very close. He was in I just went and got the hat that they gave me. The South Holland Fire Department gear.
Yep.
See, this is why they shouldn't have given me their gear. I can't even do the product placement right. There we go. The South Holland Fire Department.
Nice. Yeah, very good.
He got on in 1942.
Oh, okay, okay. He's really seen changes.
Yeah. He was riding. I think he got to ride the back step a little bit, and he retired just as you were getting on. But
he probably. Hey, Chief.
That's fantastic.
Would he have? Ann's. What is it? Your uncle? You said?
No, my grandfather.
I'm sorry, your grandfather. He would have seen horses in reality, right?
Well, no, not in 1942.
Well, horses. He got on 42 in.
He got on in 42.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Never mind.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the horses pretty much went away in the early 20s. That was about the end of the horses, for the fire service. He probably saw horses pulling carts and everything else as a kid.
Yeah. You know what? You guys stay on. Let's go to commercial, and we'll come back with both of you, with Chief Steve and Chaplain Ann.
Yep.
Hang out, guys.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Rossi.
And I'm Arthur Lee, the creator of LifeVac.
We're here today to announce that to date, LifeVac has saved hundreds of lives of people who almost died due to choking.
People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those lives is a child. That's why I created LifeVac.
And as a new mom, and from housewife to housewife, I felt compelled to share with you the discovery of this life-saving device.
LifeVac is a simple-to-use airway clearance device. Just place, push, and pull to save a life.
And it costs less than it would take to fill up your car with a tank of gas. Imagine being able to save a life for less than $70.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
That's LIFEVAC.net.
Please don't allow one of your loved ones to become the victim of a choking accident.
All right, we're back with both guests at the same time. It's hard enough for me to have myself here trying to figure out what to do. Now I got the 2 years, and I'm going to try to make this smooth. All right, so let me, Ann, just head out to Chaplain Ann. Did you want to add anything else, Chaplain Ann, to the point you were making?
No, just that I have I have zero impulse control. So when I heard there was somebody from the CFD, I was oh, Grandpa.
I love it. I love it. Hang out, though. Hang out. So back to Chief Steve for a second. There's a rich tradition in the Chicago Fire Department. I mean, like I said, I've been all around the country. I was at your academy a few weeks ago teaching, and just to watch all that's going on there in the middle of the city, this academy is, all that's going on at the same time is unbelievable. You know, you wouldn't get that much action at some academies in a month. You know, it was all going on in one day.
Yeah.
So can you give us, because I know you're a historian of the department, right? You really into the history.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you give us some interesting tidbits about the Chicago Fire Department? Something people would go, oh, that's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting.
Well, the Chicago in itself has a rich history with some really famous fires, starting all the way back at the Great Chicago Fire, which, by the way, started in the actual place where the Chicago Fire Academy is right now.
I know, I saw that.
John, that was Mrs. O'Leary's house with the famous Mrs. O'Leary's barn, and that's where the Fire Academy today sits.
Yes, I saw that.
Another interesting thing about the city of Chicago is the invention of the fire pole was created in Chicago because, back in the late 1800s, there was a lot of competition about getting to the fires first. Nothing has really changed. So one of the Southside firehouses came up with this idea of sliding. Actually, there was the banister going up along the staircase, and they came up with this sliding pole. And that's where the fire poles and firehouses originated from.
Chief, when you say racing to the fire, I was a new chauffeur driving in Manhattan, which is crazy enough as it is, right? Driving a fire truck in Manhattan. And the captain comes up to me, an old timer, by the book, and he says, listen, John, just be safe today. I know it's your first tour driving. Just, take it easy, relax. We'll get there. And we get a call. It's an active fire right out of the firehouse. And he's going, hit the pedal! Hit the pedal! And he goes, we're going to lose the building. And I'm like, oh, my God, this place must be burning to the ground. We're in Manhattan. How could we pull up, and they go into the building. He comes out, and he walks out of the building, and I'm on the truck, right? And I'm just sitting there like, I got to go change my underwear, basically. And he comes out to me, and he goes, I really have to apologize. I go, it's fine, Cap. And he says, I go, what do you mean we're losing the building? He goes, 7 truck was going to beat us in there. I go, oh, my God, I thought you meant we're losing the building. So I know what you mean by that.
There's no excitement like there is when that bell goes off.
No.
And it's something that I've tried to kind of show to my personnel. It's like when that bell goes off, it's time to go to work.
Oh yeah, no matter what's going on.
Everything else we can do a little bit at our leisure, but that's what we get paid to do, and that's what we're there for.
No matter who is having an argument with somebody else, no matter what silly stuff you're doing in the firehouse, when that bell rings, you're a team.
That's right.
Amazing to watch these guys do that. When you go to an active fire, like if you're going to a fire, you don't know if it's, we call it 1075 or an active fire. Do you guys bang on the glass in the rig also? Like when you hear it's a confirmed fire, when we 3 o'clock in the morning, you're half asleep. But if they confirm the fire, the officer will bang on the glass.
Right.
That's when your heart starts pumping. It's like, oh my God, we got a job.
Yeah, John, today everybody's sitting inside. So everybody shares, they hear the radio, but you're right.
That's true.
Back when we had the jump seat or we were on the back step, they'd be hitting the air horn. Or even when I was on the tailboard, the officer would be banging on the roof of the rig. So we've come a long way, but now everybody's kind of inside and everybody kind of hears what's going on.
That's true.
But it's I was the chief downtown for the last 12 years, and I've just seen a huge change in fire safety with high rises, which is really my specialty. That's why I felt such a close connection with what happened in New York. And I got to tell you on that note, I think you're doing a terrific and a very, very honorable thing. Raising money and taking care of the families from the 9/11 disaster, and Millie as well. And I really didn't know anything about you, so when you reached out to me, of course, I went on the internet and I forget who was interviewing you, but I watched an 8-minute interview and I just thought it was fantastic.
Thank you, Chief. That means a lot.
This was an easy call to come on this program.
Yeah, coming from somebody like you, it means a lot. Let me go to Ann for a second. Chief, you could definitely hang out because you may have a question for her. Ann, how many chaplains are there in the FDNY?
7.
So is there like different religions? Like, does every religion have one? Is that the way it works? Or is it just different areas?
Good question.
You
Many religions have one.
Yeah.
Several. I mean, one has many.
Okay.
There are 4 Catholic chaplains.
Okay. So now,
Chief, that was pretty funny, huh? I like that. Yeah. So then we have 4 Catholic chaplains. We have 2 Protestant chaplains, and of course, you're counting them on your fingers, and I really am. It's kind of embarrassing. And we have 1 rabbi.
What is the chaplain's job?
So we provide spiritual care for the members of the department and their families.
Now, when we did that event together, where we were at together, you referred to Father Michael Judge.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it seems like the chaplains would, I don't want to say put him up on a pedestal, but yeah, put that man up on a pedestal for what he did on 9/11. I don't want to say you're filling his shoes because you're not, but is that a tough act to follow, I would say?
When I got on the job, I was given the best, the absolute best advice from Chaplain Harding, Stephen Harding, who was the Episcopal chaplain, who's now serving on Martha's Vineyard. So
nice.
Yeah. I mean, I think he just used our job as a stepping stone. But he gave me this brilliant advice, which he said, Ann, you're gonna hear lots of stories about Father Michael, and when you do, pay really close attention to those stories, because that's the way he's teaching you how to do the job from the other side of the grave.
Yeah.
And I feel really fortunate. I mean, incredibly blessed. Like, how lucky am I to get to have this job? It's the best job in the world combined with the other best job in the world. Like, I love being a pastor. I love serving in the fire department. And how blessed am I to get to be a steward of getting to know people who knew Michael Judge and getting to hear their stories. And I get really amazing stories. You mentioned the shoes to fill. I mean, one of the first times I went out on a job, a guy from the Red Cross was there to help out the families. And he called after me and said, "Hey, chaplain." I turn around, thinking that there's some other chaplain there that I wanted to, like, oh, I wonder who else is here. And then I'm like, oh, great, I'm the chaplain. And he goes, "You have very big boots to fill." And I knew immediately what he was talking about.
Well, I can say this. And by the way, we have a comic that closes the show, and the comic that's closing the show tonight. It's Tommy from that night, the show. So you're gonna hang out, and Chief, if you could hang out and watch the comic at the end, laugh a little bit. But I have to tell you this: I met you once, and I fell in love with you. You are likable. I can feel God through you. Just by your being, you don't force yourself on anybody, but you're easy to talk to, and that's 90%, I think, of the battle when you're trying to get through firefighters. Because after 9/11, nobody wanted counseling, in the firehouse. Nobody wanted the counselor to come in, except me, because I know I belonged to Marriage in Canada at one point, and I know how important it is to share feelings. But you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Can I add something?
Yes.
About the chaplains. The chaplains really are the unsung heroes in the fire service. The chaplains have other duties, and the chaplains are on duty for the fire department 24/7. So they're responding all hours of the day, all hours of the night. Us platoon employees, if you will, we go home. The chaplains are on duty all the time. They are the people that are there when things really get bad. When everyone's looking at each other, wondering what to do or wondering what to say, here comes the chaplain. So I have nothing but the utmost respect for the chaplains, that cater and take care of us on the fire service, because we're kind of a rough group.
Yes, we are.
But we need religion too.
Yes, we are, and she does great work. Also, I know she's not bad at coming to a party and having a good time also, which is important. Let's go to another commercial break, and we'll be right back. I'm sorry, do you have something?
Jack, put your phone away. We're having dinner.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing? What can I get you?
You guys want appetizers?
For some reason, I just got a craving for smoked meat.
Well, you ordered something already. The menu hasn't changed. You looked at it 3 times.
I don't know what I want yet.
I wanted chicken, but I think it's blackened, so I'll just have a burger.
How'd you like that cook?
Medium.
Do you have any specials?
Specials? Boss, what are specials?
What's the matter? You don't know the specials?
Look at this smoke.
What smoke?
We gotta get these dumps clean.
Nah, they're fine.
You know what? We're just gonna take our order to go, okay?
In business since 2003, MCN Duct Cleaning is the result of many years of research and continuing education, realizing the need to provide a safer and cleaner environment for families on Long Island. MCN services both residential and commercial properties by cleaning dryer vents, fireplaces, HVAC systems, and so much more. This not only improves air quality, but it could also reduce your energy bills by making things run more efficiently. So, if you want to make your house or business safer and cut down on your bills in the process, give our friend Matt over at MCN a call now.
Is that steak well done?
Maybe call a little bit sooner than these guys did.
You know what? That commercial gets me every time. I love that commercial.
He loves himself.
I'm sitting here smiling. She's looking at me like I'm an idiot. I love that commercial. All right, Chief.
Yes.
You've been to New York.
Yes.
Okay. Pizza. Talk to me. How what?
You know what? When you're talking food, you're talking Chicago because we have it all. We have all the ethnic areas in the city, and our pizza is second to none. And I got to be honest with you, when I was there, I didn't even have any.
How do you know? You didn't try it.
You know what? I just figured it wasn't going to stack up. I mean, I'm sure you enjoy it. But we even have New York style pizza here, believe it or not.
We have Chicago style pizza.
Yeah, we have Chicago.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
The hot dogs threw me off with all that stuff on it. Sauerkraut and mustard, I'm happy. With all those, what is it? A relish and pickles. What else is on there?
Yeah, relish, pickles, mustard, ketchup. Sometimes ketchup, not me though. I'm not a ketchup on hot dog guys. Yeah. They also put peppers on it. Pickles. There's but you know what? One thing about growing up basically in a firehouse, I'm not a picky eater.
That's true.
The one thing I learned early on is never tell them what you don't like.
Oh.
Very true. On that note, Mike, I'm trying to remember his last name, 12 Truck. Mikey had a little bit of a shaking problem. So we're having dinner. We have peas. And Mikey is trying to pick the peas up with his fork. And he's cursing left and right. You son of a bitches. Don't ever make peas again. What is the next meal when he comes in? A bowl of peas. Nothing but a bowl of peas. That's what we had for dinner the next time he worked. So you're right. Don't tell him what you don't like. Don't tell him what you don't like. Guys, hang out. We're going to bring Tommy on. Is that all right? Ann, you want to add anything?
I don't understand why we can't go and get some sponsors for a food tour. We bring the chief over here. We take him around New York, and then we go back to Chicago. He takes us around, and then we do a head-to-head.
I like it. We'll talk about it. Let's bring Tommy Daddario out. One of my favorite comics on the screen. One of my favorite comics.
What's up, man? I'm glad you kept me in here with everybody because sometimes I'm on your show and you think like I want to be all by myself, and then I'm enjoying everyone, and then all of a sudden I'm alone.
Yeah, we want to bring Tommy big on the screen so he feels important. He's the headline here. Who's controlling that, Butch or Bobby?
I don't want to be. Is John listening? Does he even? Oh, there you go.
Look, now John's big.
As tiny as possible.
Now you're on the top.
No,
why am I big?
Let's put me in further in the corner. I want to be on your forehead, like a little tiny one.
Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Tom Daddario.
Oh, all right. Look, all right. They had to make me big. That wasn't what I requested. Did that, Chief? Did you hear me say that? Did I say I had to? I said I enjoyed being with everybody.
Did you hear about the thing about not requesting peas for the meal?
I did hear the thing about peas. I heard you talking about the different religions that are represented in the department. That's great. And Chief, I heard your pizza racist rant that you went on because you're pizza racist, man. You came here and you didn't even try it. And you went home saying that New York pizza sucks. You didn't
Well,
even
I
try
didn't say
it.
that, but I didn't say it was great either. So
Yeah, but how you can't even know.
Pizza race.
We know. Look, the one thing we know is Chicago and New York had nothing to do with pineapple on pizza. You know that we didn't do.
California.
That's right.
California did that. California did that. And what?
Why is he so?
I love California. I'm just saying. Let's not. I'm not saying anything disparaging against California. I love Ann, by the way. Ann, you're one of my favorite people. John is right. Meeting you, John, right? As soon as you met her, she was like wonderful.
Tommy, could you do me a favor?
The event was though, you guys were two straight comics at like the LGBT Pride party, which is like so difficult to navigate. You were in a desperate situation. You cried out for a chaplain in your desperation, and I was you hit it out the park. You were the best straight chaplain at a gay event we could ever have imagined.
Ann, I have to.
Sorry,
John,
straight comic, not straight chaplain.
Is there something going on?
What?
Did you want me to do something? Like, is there something audio or something going on?
You're a little low. You're a little low. I don't know if you could stand closer. And are you saving electricity? Why are you so dark? Did you put out a light?
No, these are my lights. They're on as loud as possible. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. Is it dark?
He looks okay.
All right.
We've got a little bit. There's a little bit of glare happening.
Well, that's my head.
Oh, okay.
That's coming from the top of my head. Am I still too low? You need me higher?
I'd like you higher, but if that's the best we can get, we're fine. What are we seeing here? What is this? Oh, I get you. All right.
How much?
So
John,
give me some
higher. Higher I'll be after I finish this little show of yours.
All right.
Look at the guns on. Look at the guns on Tommy. Tommy, show us those guns. Come on.
No, come on, man.
Come on, show us the guns.
I can't. No, come on. Only if Ann asks. No, I'm just kidding. It's not. No. I'm not. No, I don't.
Not even for me. Not even for me.
And I got to tell you, who was the tall girl with the red dress? She was very pretty. She was married to a firefighter. Oh, I can't remember her name. She was wonderful. She came over to me after the show, and we were talking about how everybody always thinks I'm gay, like all the time. And I'm not even saying sometime. I mean all the time. Like, we did a roast for a friend of mine. John, you know Joe Anthony, right?
Yes, I do.
We did a roast for Joseph Anthony. Now, I was the roast master. Like, I'm the one who sort of brings everybody up and, makes fun of some people. There were 12 comedians on the dais that all roasted Joe. Every single one of them did jokes about me being gay without talking to each other. and I was talking to the girl in the red dress, and she was saying some of my problems. Like, Butch, you were mentioning my arms. She said, you're in too good a shape. That's your problem. She said, secondly, your pants fit. She said, straight men, their pants don't fit. She was like, your pants fit, that's a problem. So she also said, you don't really talk about, like, John, you talked about your grandchildren, you talk about your son. I don't have any kids. So all of a sudden I'm not talking about stuff. I'm not like, breeding. And they're thinking, oh, okay,
Well, Tommy, when I booked the gig, they asked me, could you have one gay comic? And he couldn't make it, so I asked you because I figured they wouldn't question it.
I was as close, right? I was like, right. It's like, if you bring me along, they're like, oh.
How nice.
Yes.
How nice.
He's a little Butch.
Yeah. He brought one of each.
One of each, yes. But it was.
But he could have brought actual Butch, too. He could have brought actual Butch. That would have worked.
Right. That's the truth, Ann. I mean, I think it's wonderful. I thought the one thing, and I know I'm like supposed to be joking. I swear to God, there's a mosquito in here. I'm gonna freaking have a heart attack. I hate mosquitoes so badly. They're like tiny vampires. I'm not kidding.
I just said a little prayer for you that God would draw near to you and give comfort and strength as you.
Look at this.
Look
at this.
Be saved.
What is this?
And look, it's like prayers answered. There you go. Now you're safe.
This is a real thing. This is a mosquito thing that you wear, so you don't get. I'll send you one. My girlfriend's friend gave me this, and
now you're even extra dark.
I'm extra dark, John. I'm sorry, John. I don't understand. What are you talking about? Everybody thinks I look fine.
You look great.
You think you
And,
look fine?
and there's a zipper here, so you can like sip your latte.
It's like a spitting.
Hey, Tommy, our new sponsor is Mosquito Joe's. Mosquito Joe's. If you have a problem, give them a call. They're our new sponsor.
Is it our new sponsor?
Yep. Mosquito Joe's.
That's the name of the guy, Mosquito Joe?
Yep.
Okay, well, maybe
ask the Joe. I need just the number.
I would rather have a herd of buffalo after me than one mosquito. I swear to God, man. I was lying down and when you hear that like
yeah,
when they just come into your ear for a second, I just
okay.
All right, sorry, I digress. Oh my God. But I don't know. I felt that growing up in New York City was an incredible place to be, but there was way too much homophobia, way too much. And Chaplain, how long have you, Ann? May I call you Ann?
You can call me Ann. Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that now, and then later you're gonna like put a hex on me or something? So.
You just dressed up in some weird bondage gear, and so you can come. Sorry, you didn't expect me to dish it back out to you, huh?
No, of course. Are you kidding? That's why I wanted everybody here. I wanted everybody to interact. How long have you been in New York?
Oh, since 1994.
94. Okay. I mean, I was born in New York City, and it was like the neighborhoods were very segregated. Like I felt it was a little bit upsetting. Like I said, it's supposed to be funny. Obviously, I'm supposed to be funny. I'm failing miserably. But I felt that like it was a little bit of a downer when one of your people, and I don't mean it as in people, I mean a fire person, got up and was talking about how they wanted more people to be willing to come to her if they are afraid to come out, like to come and talk to her. And it just got me, it was a little bit of a downer, man, like that in 2021, that's a real thing, that people in New York City, like, it's not like you're in Boise, Idaho, and you're in a volunteer firehouse and you're afraid to come out. It's New York City and you're afraid to come out. I don't know.
It's still you, right? The hardest person to come out to is you really yourself in most situations.
I'm sorry?
It's still you, whether you're in Boise, Idaho, or you're in New York City. And it's hard. It's most hard to come out to yourself. And
wow, that's
really hard to be in your own mind. Like you can, whatever you think. If you don't think you're safe coming out, you're not going to be safe coming out no matter where.
Right. Oh, that's a good point. That's true. I mean, that's a good point. I've always been in New York, so it's always been where when we were kids, it was weird. Like, and I know I don't know where you were prior to living in New York, but like it was the kind of neighborhood where they allowed one gay person in the neighborhood, like in the bar. Like there was you allowed one gay person. Like if there was a guy who was gay, everybody knew he was gay. But as long as he didn't bring a friend, everybody loved him. And it was so homophobic and weird that they was just like, hey, it's Tony. Hey, Tony. But if Tony bought Dave, forget it. Then all hell broke loose. And now it's nice the way things are now. I mean, I love gay men. Gay men look at me like I'm a piece of candy. I like that. Women are very subtle. This is the true thing.
Do you want women to look at you like pieces of candy? Because I have plenty of women who are lining up to date men like you. Strong, sweet.
Oh, you're very sweet. I have a girlfriend, but I do like.
I'm not interested in dating you. I mean, that's okay.
It's also nice to be looked at, But I'm saying, like, because women have a tendency.
See, John's like giving us the high sign.
John's raising his hand. What does John want?
Tommy, did you look at the script that we sent you?
You mean the comedy part?
You look at the topics. Did you look at the topics that we were supposed to discuss?
No. Wait a second.
It's too late.
I'm like a teenager at dinner.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
How do you have a show with a bunch of people with ADHD on? All of us.
Yeah.
One of our
teenager. Here's my impression of a teenager at dinner. You ready?
Well, Bobby, how much time we have? Tommy, we got 4 minutes.
All right. Did you have questions? Were there
no questions?
Well, I think a lot of people have questions now, Tom.
Did you panic about what I was talking about? Because sometimes John gets a little panicky. He's not sure where I'm going to go with something, and he gets.
John never gets panicky. What are you talking about?
I was worried that you didn't know where you wanted to go.
No, I knew where I wanted to go until you raised your hand and asked to go to the
bathroom. All right, go.
I had a script.
Go. I'm sorry. Go.
There's nothing like getting heckled by the guy that hired you for the 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
Wait, he hired you? Hold on a minute.
Yeah. Well, John, no. I mean, I told him he can keep 50% for Laughter Saves Lives. So just write me a check for $300, and you keep the rest of it for
yes. And Tommy is on the August 18th show at the brokerage.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
That's going to be awesome. A great night. We're raising money for General Needs, Tommy, which is a veterans organization that gives general needs to veterans who are homeless or needy. And,
that's fantastic. My girlfriend,
and the head of Pendergast Fund, who I golfed for the other day, they take care of Long Island firefighters with sick children and high medical bills.
Oh,
so Tommy will be there that night. We forgot to show the flyers. Tommy will be there. We have Maureen Langan now, replacing Alyssa Jackson. So we have
plug. Good.
No headliners. It's going to be a fun night. Frank Fiala, please come out, buy tickets, go on the website. I want to thank the chief from the Chicago Fire Department, Chief Steve Little, for coming on. And congratulations after 41 years. Enjoy your retirement.
Thank you.
Oh, retirement. Great. Good for you, Steve.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks to all of you, and keep up the great work. I have a great deal of respect for what you're doing. And then just one closing thing, Tom. If you're looking about dating, don't mention the mosquito thing till about the third date.
Chaplain, and we love you. Thanks for coming on. We'll have you on again.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad I made the cut.
You did, and so did Tommy. Tommy, thanks for taking the time, buddy.
And it was great to see you, Ann. You're incredible.
You
Steve,
too.
good
Love
luck
you.
And congratulations.
Thank you, Butch. Great job. Thank you, Bobby, behind the glass there. Thank you to Millie for filling in tonight. Putting up with me. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
We're going to the diner.
Thank you.
We're
I wish
heading
I
to
could
the
join you.
diner. Oh.
Leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the beer that circle the lips. Play ball, play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall. Play ball. Play ball.